Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you all are well. Today we are going to start practice set 3.3 of Maths 2. Before starting the practice set, let's discuss some concepts that related with practice set 3.3. You know that this is a circle and the boundary of the circle is called its circumference. Yes. Now the boundary of the circle is called its circumference. Okay. And the part of the circumference, if we cut a part of a circumference, then the part of the circumference is called its arc. Okay. So this is the minor arc, and this is the major arc. Okay. Yes. The part of the circumference of a circle is called its arc. So this is your minor arc, and this whole, the remaining part is your major arc. Okay. And the angle lies on the center of a circle is called central angle. So this angle is central angle. Okay. Now the question is how to find the measure of arc. Okay. You know that the measure of circle is 360. Now measure of arc can be found with the help of measure of central angle. Measure of arc is equal to measure of arc is equal to measure of central angle. Okay. So first concept, remember and recall this point, measure of arc is always equal to the measure of central angle. Okay. That means whatever the measure of the central angle, the measure of that arc is same as the central angle. Okay. So measure of arc can be found with the help of measure of central angle. This is called central angle. Okay. So measure of arc is equal to the measure of central angle. Now the next is the angle whose vertex lie on the circumference of the circle is called inscribed angle. So this angle ABC is the inscribed angle. Okay. Angle whose vertex lie on the circumference of a circle is called inscribed angle. Angle whose vertex lie on the center of a circle is called central angle. So angle AOC is central angle, angle ABC is inscribed angle. Angle AOC central angle, angle ABC is inscribed angle. Inscribed angle. In next lecture, we will discuss inscribed angle theorem. Just here, today just remember the property of inscribed angle. Okay. The angle whose vertex lie on the center of a circle is central angle, and the angle whose vertex lies on the circumference of a circle is called inscribed angle. And you know that the measure of arc is equal to the measure of central angle. Then, and measure of inscribed angle is half of the measure of intersected arc. This is inscribed angle and the arc is called as intersected arc. Intersected arc. This is the inscribed angle. Measure of inscribed angle is half of measure of intersected arc. So, measure of inscribed angle is half of measure of arc. Half of measure of intersected or the arc which inscribed by the intersected by that angle. So half of that arc. Okay. Exercise 3.3. And one more thing. Suppose this is the center of a circle and this is the central angle, that means OAB. AOB is the central angle and AB is the chord. AB is the chord. If two chords of a circle are congruent, the next thing you have to recall, if two chords of a circle, next part is, suppose this is angle OA, this is chord AB and this is chord BC. Okay. If two chords of a circle are congruent, then the arc then corresponding arc is also congruent. Okay, if two chords of a circle is congruent, then their corresponding arc is congruent. Next, if two chords are congruent, then arc corresponds to them are congruent. Okay. If two chords of a circle are congruent, then arc correspond to them are congruent. So, chord AB is congruent to chord BC. So, therefore, arc AB is congruent to arc BC. Okay. Next is next vice versa. If two arcs of a circle are congruent, then chords correspond to them are congruent. Okay. If two arcs of a circle are congruent, then chords corresponds to them are congruent. Next, opposite inverse of this. If two arcs of a circle congruent, then chords corresponds to them congruent. Okay, so that means here arc AB is congruent to arc BC. So therefore chord AB is congruent to chord BC. Okay. Exercise 3.3 based on these concepts. Let's repeat one more time. Arc is the part of a circumference of a circle. Arc is the part of a circumference of a circle. The first part. Arc is the part of a circumference of a circle. For example, AC is a minor arc and ABC is the major arc. Okay. And the angle whose vertex lie on the center of a circle is called central angle, and measure of central angle can be found with the measure of circle. Okay, and the angle whose vertex lies on the circumference of a circle is called inscribed angle. Okay, and measure of arc is always equal to the measure of central angle, that is central angle theorem. And the next is here. Angle AOB is a central angle and angle ABC is an inscribed angle. And measure of inscribed angle is always half of intercepted arc. Okay. Measure of inscribed angle is always half of measure of intercepted arc. Okay. Now the next part is, if two chords of a circle are congruent, then the arc corresponds to them are congruent. You can prove this theorem. If two chords of a circle are congruent, then arc corresponds to them are congruent. So here AB is congruent to BC is given, and OA is congruent to OB and is congruent to OC because radius of same circle. So these two triangles are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, then automatically the central angle is also congruent by CA, corresponding angle of congruent triangle. Okay. Next part is, if two chords are congruent, then the arc corresponds to them are congruent. For example, here in this circle, AB and CD. AB and CD are two chords and they are congruent. O is the center of circle. As I told you, if the chords are congruent, then corresponding arc is also congruent. You can prove this theorem by proving these two triangles as congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, then automatically the remaining part is congruent. Now here in these two triangles, AB is congruent to CD is given, and OA is congruent to OC, radius of same circle, and OB is congruent to OC, again radius of same circle. Okay, so therefore angle AOB is congruent to angle COD, corresponding angle of congruent triangle. and the measure of central angle is equal to measure of arc. So therefore, arc AB is congruent to arc C. Okay, you can prove this theorem like this if it is asked in exam. Now next, if two arcs of a circle are congruent, then the corresponding chords are also congruent. So here measure of arc is congruent. Now in second case, measure of arcs are congruent, that means measure of central angles are equal, because measure of central angle is equal to the measure of arc. Okay, and again OA is equal to OC, radius of same circle, OB is equal to OD, radius of same circle. So by SAS test, these two triangles are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, then the remaining part is congruent by corresponding side of congruent triangle. Okay. So to prove this theorem, just you have to prove these two triangles are congruent. If these two triangles are congruent, then automatically the remaining parts are congruent. Okay. Now let's recall here. The first is measure of arc is equal to the measure of central angle, and central angle is the angle whose arm lies in the center of a circle, and the next is inscribed angle whose vertex lie on the circumference of a circle is inscribed angle, and measure of inscribed angle is half of measure of intercepted arc. Okay, and then if two chords of a circle are congruent, then arc corresponds to them are congruent. If two arcs of a circle are congruent, then chords corresponds to them are congruent. Recall this point. Exercise practice set 3.3 based on this concept. Let's move to the practice set 3.3. Practice set 3.3 question number 1. Given here point GDEF. GDEF are concyclic, and angle ECF, that means this angle is 70 degree. Okay, angle ECF is 70 degree, and measure of arc DGF. DGF, that means measure of this arc is 200 degree. Then you have to find measure of arc DE, that means this, and measure of arc DEF. DEF. Okay. First of all, measure of arc is equal to the measure of central angle of a circle. So therefore, if the central angle here is 70 degrees, so measure of arc EF is also 70 degrees. Okay, got it? And the measure of whole circle is 360. So this angle is 70 degree, and this measure of this arc is 200 degree. So measure of this angle is 200 degree. So the remaining angle is 270. 360 minus 270 is this angle. Okay, and measure of this angle is equal to the measure of arc. Okay, got it? Solution. First of all, this central angle is given, and measure of central angle is equal to the measure of arc. Or you can say that measure of arc is equal to measure of central angle. Angle ECF is equal to 70 degree. Okay, angle ECF is equal to measure of arc EF. Okay, why? They are the central angle theorem. Central angle theorem. As I told you, measure of central angle is equal to measure of arc. Okay, so therefore, measure of arc EF is also equal to 70 degree, because measure of central angle is equal to measure of arc. Now this arc is 70 degree and this whole arc is 200 degree. The remaining, then you can find the remaining of DE, because measure of whole circle is 360. So this is 70. This is 200, then you can find this by adding all the arc. Measure of all the arc is nothing but whole circle, and measure of whole circle is 360. So let's start. Measure of arc EF plus measure of arc DGF plus measure of arc DE, measure of arc DE is equal to 360. Measure of circle. It's nothing but addition of these three arc is complete whole circle. So measure of circle is 360. Now substitute the value. Measure of arc EF is 70 degree. Measure of arc DGF is 200 degree. Plus measure of arc DE we have to find is equal to 360. Got it? So 70 plus 200 is 470. So 270 plus measure of arc DE is equal to 360. Okay. So therefore measure of arc DE is nothing but 270 here in plus, that side goes in minus. 360 minus 270. So therefore measure of arc DE is equal to 360 minus 270, 0 minus 0, 0. 16 minus 7 is 9 and 2 minus 2, 90 degree. Okay, so measure of arc DE is nothing but 90 degree. Got it? So let's revise one more time. So first of all, the central angle is given here. One central angle is given 70 degree. Measure of central angle is equal to the measure of arc, and you can say that the measure of corresponding arc is equal to the measure of central angle. So therefore arc EF is also 70 degree, and arc DGF we are having value 200 degree. So this arc, nothing but the summation of and the addition of this arc is completes a circle. So therefore addition of these three arcs is equal to 360, because addition of these three circles is nothing but a complete circle. So now substitute the value 70 plus 200 plus measure of arc DE is equal to 360. So it's 270, 270, that side goes in subtraction. So measure of arc DE is 90 degree. Okay. Next you have to find measure of arc DEF. DEF. Measure of arc DEF is nothing but the addition of DE plus EF. Next second one. Measure of arc DEF. Measure of arc DEF is nothing but the addition of measure of arc DE plus measure of arc DE plus EF. DE plus EF. DE value we are having 90 degree. EF measure of arc EF value we are having 70 degree. So 90 plus 70 is nothing but 160 degree. So therefore measure of arc DEF is equal to 160 degree. Got it? Measure of arc DEF is nothing but the addition of these two arcs. So this arc is 90 degree, this arc is 70 degree. So 90 plus 70 is 160 degree. This is your question number 1 of practice set 3.3. Here just we apply the measure of central angle is equal to the measure of arc. And the measure of all the arc of a circle is nothing but completes a circle, and measure of circle is 360 degree. Okay. Now move to the question number 2. Question number 2 is triangle QRS is an equilateral triangle. Then you have to prove that number 1, arc RS is congruent to arc QS congruent to arc QR. Second, you have to find measure of arc QRS. Measure of arc QRS. Okay. So let's start your proof. Okay. First of all, this triangle is equilateral triangle, and you know that all the three sides of equilateral triangles are equal. Okay. So let's start triangle. Triangle PRS. PRS is equilateral. Okay. So therefore side RS is congruent to side QS is congruent to side QR. Okay. Sides of equilateral triangles are equal, that means congruent. Okay. The sides of triangles are nothing but they are the chords of a circle. RS, QS and QR. They are the sides of triangle and they are the chords of a circle. Yes. For the circle they are chords. For the triangle they are sides. Okay. So in place of side you can write chords. So therefore chord RS congruent to chord QS is congruent to chord QR. Okay. Side of triangle are is nothing but the chords of a circle. So therefore side RS, side QS, side QR, they form the chords of a circle. Okay. And just now we had discussed if a chords of a circle are congruent, then arc corresponds to them are also congruent. So therefore arc RS is congruent to arc QS congruent to arc QR. Okay. Corresponding arc of congruent chords. Corresponding arcs of congruent chords. If the chords are congruent, then corresponding arcs are also congruent. Once again, see here. This triangle is equilateral triangle. If it is equilateral triangle, then all three sides are equal. QR, RS and QS, they are the sides of a triangle, but they are the chords of a circle. For circle, they are chords. So, sides RS, so therefore chord RS, chord QS, chord QR also congruent. If the chords are congruent, then corresponding arcs are also congruent. So, therefore, arcs RS congruent to arc QS congruent to arc QR. So, here we prove the first one. Next, we have to find measure of angle Q, measure of arc QRS. Measure of arc QRS is nothing but measure of arc QR and RS. Okay. So first of all, find measure of arc QR and RS. Then you can add both the arcs. Then you get the value of measure of arc QRS. Okay. So let's start. Measure of arc QR plus measure of arc RS plus measure of QS is equal to 360. Measure of circle, because all these three arcs combined together then form a circle. So let's start. Second, measure of arc RS plus measure of arc QS plus measure of arc QR is equal to 360. Okay. Measure of circle. Measure of circle. Okay. Now here we prove all the arcs, measure of all these arcs are equal or as they are congruent. So in place of QS, QR, you can write RS. Okay. You can write all these three arcs are equal. Here we prove in first one arc RS, arc QS and arc QR all are congruent. So in place of QS and QR, you can write RS. Okay. So write here measure of arc RS plus measure of arc RS plus measure of arc RS equal to 360. Give it reason here, give number 1. So give here from 1. Okay. So therefore 3 times measure of arc RS is equal to 360. Okay. 3 here in multiply, that side goes in divide. So therefore measure of arc RS is equal to 360 divided by 3. Okay. So therefore measure of arc RS is equal to 3 1 is 3, 3 2 is 6, 120 degree. Okay. If measure of arc RS is 120 degree, then measure of QS and measure of arc QR is also 120 degree. So therefore measure of arc RS equal to measure of arc QS equal to measure of arc QR equal to 120 degree. From 1, all these three arcs are congruent. So write here reason from 1. Okay. And you have to find the measure of arc QRS. The measure of QRS is nothing but the QR plus RS. So write here measure of arc QRS is nothing but the measure of arc QR plus measure of arc RS. Okay. So it's 120 plus 120 is 240 degree. Okay. So therefore measure of arc QRS is 240 degree. Okay. So let's see here one more time. This is a equilateral triangle. So all these three sides are equal. Sides of a triangle is nothing but a chord for a circle. So therefore all these three chords of a circle are equal. If chords are equal, then corresponding arcs are also equal. Okay. Got it? And the measure of all these three arcs are nothing but a complete circle. So it's equal to 360. All three arcs are equal. So in place of QS and QR, I write here RS. So measure of 3 times measure of arc RS is 360. So measure of arc RS is 360 divided by 3 is 120. and measure of RS is nothing but equal to QS and QR. So measure of all three arcs are equal to 120 degree. Then here you have to find measure of arc QRS. QRS is nothing but the summation of measure of arc QR plus RS. So 120 plus 120 is 240 degree. Got it? Easy question, just practice it. Last question number third. Question number third is given here. Chord AB is congruent to chord CD. Then you have to prove that arc AC is congruent to arc BD. Okay, so let's start your proof. The given is chord AB is congruent to chord CD. If the chords are congruent, then corresponding arcs are also congruent. So let's start. Chord AB is congruent to chord CD given. Okay, so therefore arc AB is also congruent to arc CD. The reason is corresponding arc of congruent chords. Write the reason. Corresponding arcs of congruent chords. Okay. Now see here arc AB. Arc AB is nothing but the addition of arc AC plus arc BC. So arc AB is nothing but the addition of arc AC plus arc BC. Okay. Now see here arc CD. Arc CD is nothing but the addition of arc BC plus BD. Arc CD is nothing but the addition of arc BC plus arc BD. Okay. Now observe here in 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3. If you observe, arc AB is congruent to arc CD, and arc AB is nothing but the addition of arc AC plus arc BC, and arc CD is nothing but the addition of arc BC plus arc BD. And here arc AB is congruent to arc CD. That means if left hand side part is congruent, then automatically the right hand side part is also congruent. So therefore from 1, 2 and 3, arc AC plus arc BC is equal to arc BC plus arc BD. Okay. Arc BC get cancelled here. So therefore arc AC is equal to arc BD. Okay. So here you prove arc AB is congruent to arc CD. So here we prove arc AC is congruent to arc BD. So therefore arc AC is congruent to arc BD. Proof? It's very easy. Very easy. Let's revise one more time. Here they have given chord AB is congruent to chord CD. If the chords are congruent, then corresponding arcs are congruent. So therefore arc AB is congruent to arc CD. Give it number 1. Arc AB is nothing but the addition of arc AC plus BC, and arc CD is nothing but the addition of arc BC plus BD. From 1 to 3, if the left hand side part is equal, then automatically the right hand side part is equal. So here arc BC get cancelled, therefore arc AC is equal to arc BD. So that means arc AC is congruent to arc BD. Okay. Here we complete our practice set 3.3. Inshallah, in next lecture we discuss some theorem, that means inscribed angle theorem and cyclic quadrilateral theorem, and practice set 3.4. Prepare well, practice all the questions. Alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Jazakallahu khair.